Hey guys, so today I want to talk with you about why you got nothing to do in Minecraft Dungeons. And while I'm talking about that, I will probably drift off a little bit when I'm talking about various things. So let me just quickly put in some items here and start a random ancient hunt. No real purpose here. Just to have something running in the background while we're talking, right? So let's get right into it. The thing is that I was asked a couple of weeks ago already to make a couple of videos. It started off with videos about ancient hunts and yeah, showing you what runes you need and which bosses drop what loot and what is your opinion about the current DLC and just stuff like that. So I feel like it is a little bit too late to make a guide about what the bosses drop and stuff like that. So I will just present you a little sheet here that Lord Force made, showing you basically everything, and this is probably the most useful information in this video. Everything else is basically more my personal opinion on things and, well, the result of that. So yeah, it's more like a I'm talking out of my mind video. So when I was asked about my opinion about the game, I wasn't sure for a long time what to say. And then about 1 week ago, 4am made a video on basically the same topic. He was saying that there is no endgame in Minecraft Dungeons currently. Do we have anything to do? Is it worth playing? And I was thinking a lot about that question, because they made a lot of positive changes with the recent update. I think making Apocalypse Plus playable again is a good idea and a step towards the right direction. I mean, it was basically unplayable before, so I'm quite happy with that change, even though it is a little bit too easy now. Like, you can basically just run nearly every combination of items, wouldn't even call that a build, and it will work. What do I personally think of the end game content, if you want to call it like this? And the simple answer is, well, there's simply no end game content. You get these powerful items, powerful builds, you get all your gilded enchantments and whatever you need, and then what do you do with it? Like, this is the main question that we're having since the game basically came out. Like, you grind all this gear and then you do what with it? That's right, you do nothing. That is the largest problem that the game is having right now. There's just nothing to do. You have all these crazy builds and then there's just nothing you can do with them. Like, you can't just kill the same mobs that you killed in order to get them. Like, there's no goal, no incentive. In Diablo 3 they had a time where you could collect some randomly dropped items and use them to summon some very powerful bosses. They were called Uber bosses or something. And for those bosses you needed these very powerful items. So there was an incentive to do that, and as a reward you would get some crafting materials to craft a very unique item, which was not too great, but it was at least you had an incentive of getting that gear to be able to beat these bosses. You could take it a different step, like they could give you some experience points or something, and if you level up a certain level you can increase your stats like armor or movement speed, attack speed, things like this. And this could be a late game motivation system, like you can get more powerful and these enemies could scale off and could get even more powerful. You could implement like a wave mode, one where the mobs get increasingly more powerful the longer you play. That would give you a reason to get the most powerful gear, to go as high as possible in that, and just, I don't know, I'm not a game designer. I don't know the perfect solution for that, but that's just something that you could try to solve it. And I'm pretty sure if you think about it a lot, you will come up with a way better solution. But for now there's just no reason to do that. And then there's another really big issue with the game, that yeah, basically daily trials got replaced by ancient hunts. Like, really, there's no reason to play ancient hunts anymore. 4am made in his video a very big portion of that video just talking about that part. So I won't go into detail about that. I will just give you a link to that video down in the description and show you a little clip of that.
Or a firebrand, this one will have a built-in enchantment, which is for example the burns mobs right there. But then if you go for ancient hunts, you will be able to find a common or rare axe with a tier 3 burns mobs. So that means it's going to become even stronger than a unique. Of course, it can be cool to get a very awesome item from the daily trials, but at the same time they are simply not the best.
And yeah, that's basically what I would say about that too. Like, there's just no reason to use a normal unique item, even if it has like 3 or 4 power levels more. It is way worse than an item that has 1 more enchantment, even if it's just a rare. Like, a rare double axe is way better if it is a gilded than a unique one that you get from a daily trial. So daily trials are pretty much obsolete right now. And the only reason, as he also said, is to go for artifacts. But really, artifacts at this power level that we're at, like 2-3 power levels more, they don't really matter. So yeah, there's just no real point. As I said, he gives a lot more details about that, so just check out 4EM's video. But it is basically what I would say there as well. So yeah, then that leaves us with what else is there to do? Well, there's literally nothing. There's no endgame content whatsoever. And that makes me think about the future of the game. Will there ever be endgame content? I fear that the answer is no. I mean, the game is out for about a year pretty soon. So they're a young team, and it is fine for a young developer team to make mistakes. But the problem is that I fear that they still don't have any idea of how to proceed from here. Like, they themselves don't know what they could do for endgame content, but that is their job as game designers. It is their job to have an idea for these things. So long story short, I think that they don't have any idea of how to implement a working and proper endgame system that is fun for us as a player base. I don't see that happening, to be honest. I've quite given up on that part. So I don't think that this game will ever have endgame content, and that leaves me, as someone who wants to make videos about that, with a pretty rough decision. I will come back to that decision later on, but just for now I've made a decision regarding that. But there's one more issue that I'm having with the direction that they're taking this game and the development of the game. Those guys of you who have followed this channel for a while, you know that I like to go into, yeah, you could call it data mines. What I do is I'm using a pretty simple script to read out data that is accessible in the game files and just edit that to be in my inventory. They used to put future stuff in this game files. Just recently they seem to have stopped doing so. Like with the Nether DLC, there's nothing hidden for us in the game file. There's no future or upcoming items that we could find and that I could show you. I mean, you could probably guess that because I didn't make a video showcasing anything that is unreleased yet. So, I mean, it is their game. They decide what is in there, and they get to decide how to handle leaks and if they want it or not. But having leaks is always creating hype for a game. Removing the possibility for leaks is reducing hype for a game. And if this game needs anything, then it is hype. If you remember back in the days, I released a couple of videos. Basically, right after the game came out, just a couple of weeks after that, I showed you guys the Winter's Touch and the Wine Whip and some other items that were to come with Creeping Winters and the Jungle Awakens DLC. And this was months before the actual DLCs came out, or in terms of the Jungle DLC was weeks. So, things like this, and I mean, I did the same stuff again for items from the Howling Peaks DLC, or from the Xmas event that we got, the Chills and Thrills it was. So after the Chills and Frills leaks that spread pretty far due to, I think it was also 4am making this video that reached a pretty large number of the community, I think the devs wanted to get rid of that. Now I'm not blaming 4am here, he's making quality content and it has to be done basically, and of course he would put out videos about leaks, like why wouldn't he? So it's not his fault. It's their fault for taking this as a reason to remove leaks. Now they're putting out statements like, yeah, but we don't want people to be misled by wrong information that is not final, like work in progress stuff that is shown. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. I think in the video where I showed the Winter's Touch and the Wine Whip, I think I also showed a totem. Just a little totem thingy that would revive you or something, and this never happened to end up in the game. But did it hurt anyone? I don't think so. And that's what they don't understand. They just, I mean, I don't even know if they really think that it would hurt the game. And for me, this sounds more like an excuse, but it is what it is. They make their decisions, and I can't change that. Now, the issue I'm having with that is that this was a part that I really liked about the game. Like, I really like to go into the files and find out stuff that others could not. Now, that is another reason why I can't do the Minecraft Dungeons content that I want to do and that I want to deliver to you. Like, it is the content that you guys came here for, right? It was the leaks and the stuff that I made that made you subscribe to the channel. And besides from showing a couple of builds, there's just really nothing you can do with Minecraft Dungeons at this point. And this is also something 4am goes about in his video, that he is moving away from Minecraft Dungeons. He's not quitting it completely, but he is moving away from it. He's doing other content now. He's focusing on Valheim a lot recently. On the other side, I use this script, of course, to test out builds. Like, you know, that I basically edit items the way that I want, that I think that they will work, and then I grind for these items, like I did with the Living Vines armor and the Winter's Touch here, also with the Truth Seeker. I first edited them the way that I wanted, put the enchantments on that I needed, the gilded enchantments that I needed, and I tried them. Then I changed a couple of things until I was happy, and then I started grinding for these items for real, to show you the real build. That's why I didn't have the perfect Truth Seeker in the Lightning Archer build, because I was not done grinding yet, but I still wanted to get the build out as it worked. There have been a few questions about the Shadow Walker and the Winter's Touch, because they were just perfect in slot, and just 1 week after that, and yes. These are the edited items that I put there for myself, just testing them out. And then I tried to grind them for, I think, 1 or 2 days, like a couple of hours. And I realized that I don't really see a point in doing that. The Lightning Archer build already cleared everything. This build is just a little bit better. And I'm spending now hours and hours that I could spend differently just to get items that I don't do anything with in the long run. Like, just to show them to you. But just to show them to you, I could just use the edited ones, right? So I went with the edited items in the last video, just showed them to you. This is also why I didn't bother upgrading them to any power level. I just edited items like these that I found and just made it. Now, I usually don't advertise the script or editing items, like cheating the stuff, but at this point I really don't care anymore. I always talk to you guys to stay away from cheating, it's ruining the fun for you, but if you're like me right now, you don't have fun with the game anyways, then it doesn't really matter. As long as you're having fun with the game, just stay away from that, it ruins the fun really quickly for you. Take the opportunity to thank Idle Hands, who originally created this script, and it is now maintained by Birdie and Red Jive. So these guys deserve their credit for their incredible work. Without those guys doing the stuff that they do, I could not do the stuff that I was doing. Like, I couldn't do any of the data mines, I couldn't do any of the item edits for any crazy builds that I showed you in the past days and weeks and months and such. So they deserve their share of credit here. So there's this really big issue with the game's development, basically. Like, where is it heading to? It is basically taking away all the fun that I had with the game. This is pretty sad, but I really don't have anything that I could show you in Minecraft Dungeons anymore. And we had this issue a couple of months ago, like after the Howling Peaks. Even before the Howling Peaks we had that issue for a short time, where the devs just didn't give us anything. And there was nothing to do in the game, so I didn't make any videos. And I mean, I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos. Usually this one is, as I said, just me talking. But usually I put a lot of effort in my videos, and you guys acknowledged that for the past weeks and months. You always made a lot of kind comments that my videos look super polished and that this channel is super underrated, and I'm really thankful for all of your support, and this made the decision a lot harder for me, but there was just no other way around it for me, really. So in the end, what I want to say is that this is probably one of the last Minecraft Dungeons videos that you're going to see here. The reason for that simply is that I don't want to cover any new stuff anymore. I never really wanted to be a news channel like I did. Like when a new DLC came out, I informed you guys about all the new items, new artifacts, new enchantments and whatsoever, new maps and how to unlock them. But actually I started off with just finding out some weird mechanics from the game and just reporting about them. Finding some crazy item and build combinations and showing these to you. Finding hidden stuff and showing that to you. Like, it was never meant to be a news channel, but I think with leaking new upcoming items, whatever, I think that this goes hand in hand with also being excited about new stuff that came to the game, and so it was just a natural evolution, I think. But I recently felt a lot of pressure, like with releasing new stuff or making content about new stuff, you always have to be on time. Like, you have to be one of the first or your videos don't get views, and this is some kind of pressure that I just don't want. And this is why I'm going to stop this kind of content. Also because I just don't feel like supporting the game anymore in the ways I did before. I'm done with the Ancient Honey here. So yeah, I will for the most part stop the Minecraft Dungeons content. Now if there's a future DLC and there's some weird interaction, some new mechanic that is broken, some new insane build that I could show you guys, then of course I will make a video about that. And I will pretty much make it in English as well. But for the future I decided that I will focus on videos about games that I play anyways, mostly on my live streams. You can check the live stream out, there's a link in the description as well on Twitch. So you can check that out, where I let's play another map here. Where I basically just play games on Twitch, random games, mostly Genshin Impact recently, but I don't speak English there very often. If there is an English speaking person in the chat, I reply in English, but usually I don't speak English there. So I will probably just put out re-uploads from the stream. And if I play games off stream, I can record that too and upload it. But all of these things make more sense to me than continuing to make Minecraft Dungeons content. And yeah, as sad as that is a decision that had to be made. So yeah, I hope guys you're not too sad about that. I've looked up a few channels that I would recommend you guys if you're just here for the Minecraft Dungeons content and you want to watch more of that, which I can totally understand because this is probably why most of you guys are here. There's Lord Force. He makes really good content, even though he also does tier lists from time to time. Like, there's just one thing that I don't like, because tier lists are 90% the opinion of that person making the tier list, and has nothing to do with an actual judgment of a power level or quality of an item. Like, let me give you a very, very rough example. If Lord Force was gonna make a tier list about artifacts, since he's using a melee build, he would rate the Gong of Weakening and the Deathcap Mushroom and probably even the Ironhide Amulet way higher than I would. Because for me, the best artifacts are, as you can tell, the Fireworks Arrows and the Feather. So naturally there's some difference between there because of our opinions and the way we play the game. So looking at the tier list and saying, yeah, this is the best because it is on the tier list, is generally not a good idea, and I would advise you guys to just ignore tier lists. But other than that, he makes really great content. He's probably one of the best Minecraft Dungeons players that I've seen. He came up with a lot of insane builds that I played myself as well. So yeah, he knows the game very well. And the channel that I always mentioned in this video is the channel of 4am. Definitely check out his videos. He does very high quality editing. In terms of informations, his videos sometimes are not on point, but therefore the quality is just insane. And his videos aim a little bit more to entertain. So this is the reason you should check out his videos. They are really great in terms of visuals and entertaining value. And they have a decent amount of information as well. So yeah, you can definitely check out his channel. Also link down in the description as well as Forward Force. Then I want to suggest you to not check out a certain channel. This is a channel that was inactive for a long time and just returned back to being active a couple of weeks ago. And it is a channel that, if you saw my older videos, there was a little pun in 1 or 2 videos here and there against that channel already. There was a time, I think it was on the Creeping Winter DLC times. The developers, they put out a single screenshot on Twitter and maybe like 20 seconds of gameplay footage that they showed us. And he made sometimes like 15-20 minute videos about that. And I was like, how can you talk 15 minutes about a single screenshot? And the answer is pretty simple, by not putting any useful information in it, just talking random stuff. The other part of his videos are usually badly informed videos with clickbaity titles. Like there are just builds by him that he calls the best builds that are clearly not the best builds. Stuff like that. And most of you guys would probably know already what channel I'm talking about. Is the channel of Suef. Now, while he might be a nice guy, I've never spoken to him personally, I really can't recommend you guys to check out his videos. It's just... I know he is good friends with Lord Force, and Lord Force is helping him for some reason. I also don't get that. Like, he's sharing with Suef a lot of his items and builds and stuff like that. Most of the crazy guides that Suef put out for like finding infinite amounts of emeralds or doing ancient hunts to get a lot of gear, like the swapping character thing, that's all Lord Force. Like, he's behind all of that. It's not Suef. There even was a time where Suef didn't even want to play the game, and he went to Lord Force's live stream to ask him to give him the new items so that he could make videos about it. Like, he didn't even want to play the game. I don't want to hate about him or something, even though that really sounds like it. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are not too mad for me disliking Suef. I just can't deal with his content and with the way he does things. But yeah. Okay, let's end it off here on a positive note. There's still a great community out there, and they showed that when the Ancient Hunts came out, people were really quick on finding all the rune combinations together on the Minecraft Dungeons Discord. The moderators there are really great guys and girls. And there are a couple of channels, as I said, that I can definitely recommend you guys, so go ahead, check them out. But for me, I think it's the end of Minecraft Dungeons. As I said, maybe here and there another video about something. I think that's it. I'd really appreciate if you guys still stick around and check out other content that is not Minecraft Dungeons. Check out my live streams. Yeah. But that's all. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I hope to see you next time, even though that might be a while. Bye bye.